Here's a question that very few men will ever ask themselves. What kind of man am I becoming? Not how many days am I clean? Not how busy I can be. Not how much I can provide financially. Not how much people will respect me publicly. But who am I when no one is watching? Because the battle you're in right now, this isn't a battle against lust. This isn't a battle against dopamine. It's not even a battle against temptation. It's a battle against you, the version of you who settles for less than what God has built you to be. And until that man dies, porn will always win. So in today's episode, I'm going to explain exactly what it means to be a rebuilt man and why everything you've tried up until this point has failed you. Now, if you're tired of surviving and you're ready to start living as the man you were designed to be, you are in the right place. Guys, welcome to the Rebuilt Man podcast. My name is Coach Frank Rich, founder and host here. And it's been our mission for the last 6 years to help men just like you, those that are caught up in the depths of pornography addiction, break those chains, rebuild their identities, rewire their minds, and step into a life of freedom. If you're new to the podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to turn those post notifications on. But let's get into it, guys. The pain that most men will never talk about. Most men don't wake up thinking, let's ruin my confidence today. Let me betray myself. Let me weaken my purpose. That's not the case. Men fall into porn because they're stressed, because they're exhausted, because they feel alone, because they feel unseen, because they don't feel good enough. Porn becomes the anesthesia for those symptoms. It becomes a pressure valve. And here's the painful truth. A man who doesn't feel like he's enough will always look for something to numb the pain. And that cycle destroys more than just your brain. It destroys your identity. Because every time you tell yourself, I won't do it again, and then you do, you don't lose momentum. You lose trust in yourself. And a man who doesn't trust himself cannot lead himself. This becomes the real problem. Now you may wonder why the things I've done before haven't worked. Well, let's get brutally honest. If blockers work, you'd be free by now. If more prayer alone worked, every Christian man would be winning. If getting married worked, nobody would relapse after saying, I do. If the 12 steps work, no one would be on their 8th round. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that these things are bad. It's just that they're incomplete. Filters block content. They don't build character. Willpower fights urges. It doesn't transform identity. Shame pushes behavior change, but it doesn't build self-respect. Motivation will only get you started, but discipline will keep you transforming. And if you're trying to avoid porn, instead of becoming the man who no longer needs porn, you will always lose, because avoidance is not real transformation. And we built one of the most successful organizations that helps men overcome pornography addiction. And it's built upon this rebuilt man philosophy. A rebuilt man is not defined by perfection or by behavior. A rebuilt man is a man who leads himself first. A man who builds discipline that he can trust. A man that doesn't negotiate with his weaknesses. A man that seeks discomfort daily instead of escape. A man that chooses responsibility over relief. A man that builds a life he doesn't want to escape from. A man that surrounds himself with men who are sharpening and lifting him up. And a man that lives with identity, purpose, and in his calling. A rebuilt man isn't free because porn disappeared. He's free because he rebuilt the kind of man who no longer searches for escape. Now, I want to get deep with you here, and I want to walk you through our 12-week framework. The Reboot Your Life program has successfully helped over 1,700 men in the last 5.5 years break the chains of pornography addiction. And each week is built to attack a different root issue that keeps men stuck. Week 1, we focus on identity over behavior. You can't act like a new man while identifying as the old one. We strip a man of the labels of addict, of failure, of weak, of broken, of hypocrite, and replace them with the truth. labels of a leader, of a protector, of a provider, of a warrior, labels of a son of God. A man cannot outrun a broken identity, so we must rebuild it first. Now, week 2, we focus on systemizing your success because motivation is fragile, but systems become bulletproof. We give a man wake-up habits, sleep routines. We walk him through auditing his triggers. We provide order, structure, because freedom begins with predictability. Now, in week 3, we focus on building the self-confidence and injecting accountability. We know that porn destroys a man's self-confidence, so we rebuild it through keeping his word, through daily discipline, and through accountability with other men. Confidence becomes earned, one promise kept at a time. Week 4, we focus on building perseverance through discomfort. Relapse happens because men escape discomfort, so we rewire that relationship with the discomfort itself. Things like cold exposure, workouts, fasting, stillness, discipline. You learn to run into discomfort, not away from it. Week 5, we walk you through a perspective shift in breaking the cycle. Porn isn't the problem, it's become the escape. We teach you to recognize emotional triggers, stress triggers, boredom triggers, insecurity triggers. You stop reacting and you start leading yourself daily. Week 6, we focus on service and self-love. Real masculinity isn't self-absorption, it's service. When your life becomes bigger than your urges lose their throne. Week 7, we focus on fitness and freedom. A weak body creates a weak mind. A strong body builds a resilient mind. Strength leads to confidence, which leads to leadership, which then becomes sexual discipline. Week 8, we focus on nutrition, hormones, energy. Low testosterone equals low discipline. We rebuild your biology to support your masculinity. Sleep, fuel, training, recovery, daily habits. This is not biohacking. This is manhood. Week 9, we inject a cold shower challenge. You learn to win the first battle every single day. When you can master that moment, you can stop living on your heels. Week 10, we teach a man to live stronger. This week isn't about no porn. It's about building a life that pulls you forward. Goals, purpose, mission, vision, contribution. Week 11 is about breaking limitations. This is when you realize my life is bigger than pornography, and it always was. You stop thinking like a slave to your urges and you start thinking like a man who leads. And then in week 12, we focus on vision, leadership, and legacy. The finish line here is not quitting porn. The finish line is becoming a man that your family and yourself can count on. A man your wife can trust. A man your children will follow. A man that God can use. That, brother, is a rebuilt man. Now, if you're listening right now and something inside your chest is waking up, that's good. Because you don't need gentleness right now. You need a calling. We know you were built for more than this. You're not here by accident. You're not listening by chance. And you are not beyond repair. You just need a path, a brotherhood, a guide. And that's exactly why I created the 7-Day Porn Reset. This wasn't designed to motivate you. It was designed to give you momentum, structurehood, brotherhood, belief. Give me just 7 days and you won't just feel better. You'll start trusting yourself again. When a man trusts himself, he becomes unstoppable. So if you're done pretending, done living 2 lives, done waking up every morning disappointed in the man in the mirror, then your next step is to hit the link down there in the show notes below or visit therebuiltman.com/7-day reset to join the free 7-Day Porn Reset. Come meet me in the brotherhood. Start the path, not someday, not after the weekend, not when your life slows down, but now. Because the world doesn't need more men trying to quit porn. The world needs rebuilt men. So visit therebuiltman.com/7-day reset or click the link down there in the show notes below and let's start your transformation today.